Hey friends, thank you so much for clicking the link and watching the video.
Woohoo!
This is my good friend Monique McLean.
Hello.
And all we're going to do today, you're sitting in my living room, me, Monique, and you, and we're just going to talk about my journey. I want to share with you, because I'm so excited about where I am today, where I've been, where I am, and maybe most excited about where we're going. So, as most of you know, I worked for a company, Brassfield and Gorey, here in Birmingham for about 12 years.
Okay.
Monique voted the best place to work
I've heard good stuff about it.
in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
And I'm at director level, and I have tons of freedom to do whatever I want to in my job. I'm helping people with their money, and I just felt like that this was the right path. I mean, it was a great job.
Okay.
It was a great job. But then Monique and Jeremiah come along about almost 3.5 years ago, and they throw me this curveball.
It's what we do.
And it has been life-changing. I never thought I would leave Brassfield and Gorey, but somehow Monique convinced me that there was a better
I'm a good
path.
salesman.
She is a good salesman.
I've always, my husband says that I'm a good salesman because I had to sell me to him. He really wouldn't.
Why would you need to be a good salesman? That's
The
wrong.
nerve.
That's
That's a whole other video,
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm really just now realizing at 48 years old that trading 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is most of you know that have a job, it's not just 8 hours. You get up and you get ready, you have to drive there, and then you bring work home. Trading all those hours a day away from my family and away from the people I love, just to be able to spend a little time with them at night, or trading that for, I can't wait till the weekend. How many of you out there are saying that? Gosh, if Friday would just get here.
I heard somebody this week saying that exact thing, oh my gosh, just a few more hours till the weekend. And it's sad when people really live their life that way.
But when you're pre-programmed that way, you don't even realize, you know it's sad and you don't like it, but it's like you don't know there's something else.
Yeah.
And you don't live your life that way.
No.
Were it not for Sunday
Yeah.
and the Sabbath that you've set aside,
Yeah.
you honestly wouldn't know what day of the week it is.
Then that is the honest
Without
truth.
Sundays.
Yes, it is the truth.
And you probably even get lost on what day.
Well, it's funny because when Eric came, let's start by first just telling a little bit about our story, because people who know you and they're friends with you, they know that you're loyal. They know that you are a hard worker. They know that you're driven and you were consistent and you were disciplined.
Yeah.
You were not much of a risk taker.
No, not at all. Not entrepreneurial in the least.
I tend to joke and kid you that you were slightly vanilla.
I love vanilla, but
not that vanilla is bad, but you kind of play it safe.
I do play it
Like,
safe.
do I want tutti frutti ice cream, or do I want vanilla? Vanilla every day, right? And
it's consistent and it works.
it is. And so I tend to give Eric a hard time. But when you look at Eric and Vanessa, and then me and Jeremiah, we're completely, totally opposite ends of the spectrum.
We can barely see each other. We're so
Hello,
far away.
Hello, over there. And it's Eric is the most conservative, and I am the biggest risk taker on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And very long story short, I found myself 5 years ago starting in a field of work that I said I would never do, which was network marketing.
Yeah.
So I know, gosh, don't
pause the video yet.
Don't pause the video or click off.
Don't click off.
Because I had a very, very negative mindset about network marketing.
Me too.
So let's just put that out on the table.
We hated it too.
So we get you.
Yep.
We get you. In my mind, it was for the people who wanted to get rich quick. It was the people who really wanted to work just a couple hours and felt like they could become millionaires, and they only annoyed their friends.
Yeah.
So I get you. The struggle is real. But I need you to know I found myself at a place where I fell in love with the product that I loved.
Yeah.
And I said I would still never do the business, which you never say never. One thing leads to another. I fall into the business side of things. I devote some time to prayer, to really getting a vision for it. I felt like I got a big vision for it. And then one thing leads to another with that. And we find ourselves 14 months from the time I started doing the business, 17 months from sign up, hitting the top rank of the company. And which then landed us in a place, very drastic difference financially.
Yeah.
And the other part that I would like to share of how Jeremiah and myself actually met Eric is through Eric's wife, Vanessa.
Yeah.
And Vanessa worked at a store that we had back in 2004 to 2008. She worked at our store, and a very series of unfortunate events happened. We lose everything, and we got to a point where we knew Eric was a huge Dave Ramsey fan,
Yeah.
great with money, great with managing money. You know him. He's so
Yeah.
disciplined. And so for me, we found ourselves at a place where we needed to seek his help. And that is where our friendship really began.
It really is.
At that point. It was the best, worst year of our life. And so finances at the worst. He tells us the things that we need to do. We start digging ourselves out of it. And that was a long 4.5 years. And then bam, now this is where the story picks up, to where we found this company, and one thing leads to another, and we find a lot of excess money at our fingertips. But
Yeah.
we saw ourselves going through the same steps, and
You still have the same habits.
we did.
Yeah.
And so we were really good at making money, but really bad at keeping it. And so that's when he's working at Brassville and Gorey,
Yeah.
and we message.
Yeah, and they come to me, and really the abundance financially that you guys were experiencing was beyond certainly somebody conservative's dream, but you're a wild dreamer, and it's
Huge dreamer.
so they have around 530,000 people in their downline, and you don't get that number of people in your organization by being obnoxious and rude and all those other things that network marketing has turned into. If you hear what she said she fell in love with the product.
Yep.
And just like if I hear her say all the time, if you have a great restaurant that you experience, or you have a movie that you experience, or you go to Disney World and have a great experience, when we experience something that improves our life, it's just sharing.
You feel compelled that you have to.
Yeah.
It's no longer weird that you're having to annoy your friends. Like, you really want them to experience this too.
And that's all it is. And so that's what she and her husband Jeremiah did, is they just simply shared, and they coached people that were working with him to do the same.
Yeah.
And it has just grown exponentially.
Yeah, in the Bible it says that he will do exceedingly abundantly above all, more than we can ask or think, and that is really what has happened. We contribute our fast growth to a foundation of prayer, working very hard and with excellence, and an amazing group of team in our organization. So, there's a lot of components to the table, but that is our story, and that is when we reached out to Eric and was like, we really we're being given a lot, and we want to do good with it, and we need your help. And so he was working at Brassville and Gorey, and honestly, we know him just like you know him, and we knew that he was very conservative, and we're like, he's probably not going to do this. And so yeah, what did you think when we came to you and said, will you quit your job?
Yeah, I thought, I even told them, I don't need to quit my job. I love you guys. I'll help you for free. Just let me continue to work at Brassfield and Gorey, and then I will help you. But you guys knew the vision was too big for that.
Yeah, we're like, no, this is like all hands on deck.
Yeah, and it was not an easy decision for me, but thank God it's the decision I made, because this has affected my, positively affected my health, my finances, in every area of my life. The time I get to spend with my family, and it's not icky, and we're just having a ton of fun.
Yeah, now here is something that I want to just go ahead and put out on the table. and I'm going to be upfront and honest, when I very first got started, I did not talk a lot about the business opportunity because of my negative mindset that had been there with network marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So while I love the product, I would talk about it a lot, and I still would talk about the business, but I never did what we call lead with the business, meaning telling the business opportunity and how there was this business model attached to the company. I would kind of be like, oh, okay, and let people find out later. Yeah. And one of the things that I think that has really intrigued you, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
sure.
I think your eyes have been open to truly how this is a good business model, and network marketing is very good in the sense of residual income.
Yeah, so the problem with going to a job every day is that you have to go every day, or maybe you're creating something and you're selling that thing. Well, if you're making furniture and you sell that table you just made, well, you've got to make another table to sell it, and
it's going to go out of style.
It never ends. There's always something to do. With residual income or passive income, you do this work, and it builds up this perpetual engine that never stops. So, for example, Monique and I, both our families are huge Disney World fans. If tomorrow morning she wakes up and says, hey, guys, let's go to Disney right now.
Which I will totally do.
Which we've done.
Yes.
We've absolutely done.
Yeah.
Then we just go. And we don't have to call anybody.
Thank the Lord I don't have to. But I'm going to tell you, I don't like somebody telling me what I can and can't do.
No, you don't.
Eric knows.
Yeah.
And I like don't like asking if I'm a grown adult.
Yeah.
Asking if I can go somewhere.
And her kids are homeschooled, so she'll say, let's go to Disney, and we pick up and we just go to Disney, and we spend there however long we want. And guess what? The paycheck just keeps coming. And
you can work from there.
Yeah.
Now, we go to Disney, and yes, I can work from my phone, but I can work from my phone.
Yeah. We're awesome. Going on a cruise in September.
Our family, his family, my parents, and Jeremiah's parents, and it is a 19-night cruise. We are going to be going for one solid month just on the vacation trip, but we're going to be able to work the whole time we're there.
Work whenever we want, and we'll play whenever we want.
It's good.
So the beautiful thing about this is, for maybe you're conservative like me, and you're thinking, okay, this is probably not for me. Well, here's what I would tell you. First of all, it's only $160.
To get started.
To get started. What business can you start for $160? If you could just start a business for $160, that would be a low bar enough. But you actually get, we're talking about Young Living essential oils, and they have way more products than just essential oils. They have supplements. They have household cleaning products to get all of the chemicals and toxins out of your home. And the list goes on and on.
Antioxidant drinks.
Yeah,
I mean,
all the health and wellness.
It is such a lifestyle, and it is a movement in the area that our society and our culture is going into. We are more mindful about these things. It's everywhere you look now.
And we should be.
Very much so.
And you'll get a sample kit with some of the sort of base oils or most popular oils and other products for the $160. So even if it wasn't a business, the value that you get just from the products is worth well more than that.
I like to think you are getting your products and you have this business opportunity that is attached to it that you can do. It's basically like, if you like something, you are telling other people and they're paying you. You can tell other people that you like a movie that you saw or a restaurant that you went and ate at, but they're not going to send you a paycheck. This is just simply the same thing, but you are getting paid.
Yeah, and if you remember Monique's journey, all she did was she got the product and she liked it. So really that's what I'm challenging you to do. If you're not completely happy with what you're doing, if maybe since you've seen me on this video and for the first time you realize that this 8 to 5 lifestyle, why am I giving this much of my life away every single day, Monday through Friday? Maybe there is something better. Reach out to me. I can show you, and we're never going to bother you. If you reach out to me, I'll give you exactly what you asked for, and nobody will bother you again.
And I think Eric is with him being the conservative, when I got started, I quit my job as a nurse and I was not going back to my job as a nurse at all, to the extent of selling everything I had to allow me to not go back to work as a nurse.
Everything. Bed frames. Headboards.
Like I was.
They were sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
If you're a nurse, it's a noble profession. It was not my cup of tea. But I just don't understand why everybody doesn't just cold turkey, rip the Band-Aid off, quit your job, and eat ramen noodles. And then Eric's over here, hello, Monique, you can't tell everybody to quit their job. So you're like, he always gives this analogy like it's like you put a foot on a boat or something.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
your analogy?
So let's talk about Monique. If Monique and I are standing on the dock, and let's say that the boat is the goal we want to get to. Well, she saw the boat a mile away. She jumped off the dock without a life preserver, without anything, and swam to the boat.
Straight to it.
Shark infested, it didn't matter. She went straight to the boat. I'm not that guy. If I see the boat coming towards port, I'm going to wait till it gets closer to the dock, and I'm going to step in the boat. So maybe for you that looks like this. Maybe you just say, I'm tired of what I'm doing, and you are at a place where you can just throw everything to the side and go for it full force. That's awesome. But if you're not in a position where you can do that, you need your job right now to keep you going. Well, then work this business in the evening. Find pockets of time that you're willing to give up, that you're willing to invest. I shouldn't even say give up.
It's invest.
That you're willing to invest and bring that boat closer to the dock. So at some point, the paycheck from your Young Living business gets to the point where you just step off of one job and into your new life.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to do it.
That's the way Jeremiah did it when we started out. It was just me working it, and then we would bounce ideas off of each other. He had his job that he went to during the day, but then it got to the point where just like that, the paycheck got to a certain amount where he crossed over and he started working together.
The whole story is this. He called me one day and told me he was going to quit his job at the church.
This was before he was working with us.
Yeah, this was way before I was working with them, and I was so nervous about him doing that. Because they had come to me during the rough time, and I wanted to make sure that they were safe this time. And I said, well, Jeremiah, I don't know about that. And he said, well, listen, here's the thing. When your wife's tithe check is more than your paycheck, it's probably time to quit and go help her.
It's time to turn in the
It was pretty hard for me to argue with that logic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so, one of the things that I think Eric and I both agree with is when they started working with us, him and Vanessa, is that we both needed each other.
Yeah.
I think, we definitely, when you're better together and when you're both so extremely opposite, somewhere you want to meet in the middle. I often tell Eric I want him to meet a little bit more over on my side than in the middle. I like the middle to be more over my way.
Yeah.
But what's been really cool is we have gotten to a better place financially because of Eric. And I really do think we're trying to rub off on Eric. We're tending to rub off on him a little bit. And you're being slightly more of a risk. Just that you're doing this video. I can't believe it. Literally.
It is mind-blowing and it's scary.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death because I want to be seen as... I don't know. We want to be seen as
not crazy.
As not crazy.
Do you think we're crazy?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it is what it is.
That's
right?
that's you want to be, but I can't hold it in anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell me what you said the other day about how you've often told me, Monique, if anything ever happens.
Yeah.
With
18 months ago, I told her that, hey, Brassman Gore was so amazing, and the work I did there was so amazing. If anything ever happens to what we're doing right now, the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to go see if there's some way I can, start work with them again. And recently, through the books I've read and through spending time...
Notice the books he read. It's not even just me going, hey. He's like, so I've been reading these books.
Yeah. And I don't want to give that much of my life away ever again.
Yeah.
I want to do what I'm passionate about all day, every day, all the time, to the point that I can be such a blessing to others, and that's where we're headed. So the last thing, is it okay to move to the last thing? So
this is your video.
It is.
It is your video.
There's actually two things. Young Living, for the first time, beginning August 1st, So not only can Monique have a paycheck, beginning August 1st, your spouse can also sign up for an account.
Yay!
Monique has 530,000 people in her downline. The size of the paycheck that generates, whatever you're thinking, you're way off. It's way bigger. And now...
See, youngliving.com/IDS.
youngliving.com/IDS.
There you go.
That's Young Living's income.
We have to say that when we talk about money.
Income disclosure statement. So go check that out. And she's at the rank of Royal Crown Diamond. But beginning August 1st, your husband, Jeremiah, can sign up. Mm-hmm. And now he can grow his business, and you guys can have 2 checks coming in.
2.
While working together at the same time.
And I am so excited about that.
Yeah.
And honestly, let me tell you why I'm excited about it. Is because, honestly, when this came to the table, when this new policy change came, I have seen countless people in my organization who could have embraced this business before that are now coming to the table that are starting to embrace it because of this policy change. And not to say that it is a yours versus a Vanessa's, but it really opened up a new opportunity and a way for you to look at it in a different light. And that's been one of the contributing factors of why you're excited about it. And that excites me when I see other people who the light bulb comes on. And sometimes it takes things like this for the light bulb to click on. And it is a very powerful dynamic when both people, like you were given the analogy, like both people are pulling that plow. It's both people together, coming together for the common good with their business. And I'm ecstatic about that.
It's going to be amazing. And if that part of it was not amazing enough, there's something else that is just as big, maybe bigger. You've probably heard, if you've heard people talk about network marketing, that, well, if I could have been in on the ground level, of course, getting in early on the ground level, that's where you make your money.
People say that.
They say that. I would challenge that. Monique set the record for going from nothing to Royal Crown Diamond, the fastest in the organization. But there's somebody out there right now that's ahead of her record. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if she gets there.
We'll see if they can keep it up. But she's pretty much smoking my trends from the beginning.
Yeah, she's doing great. But Young Living has just announced that beginning in October, drum roll, the country of China is going to open up.
Yeah, and that is pretty massive, you guys.
China.
Yeah, like that's a lot of people, if you were wondering. And the China market is about to launch. The grand opening is in October. I believe kit sales are August, September, when it can like really start officially kind of rolling. And I'm telling you, I am so excited about it and very, very extremely passionate about it. And we are putting a lot of time and energy into just studying that. I am developing such a heart for the place and the people, and it's going to be pretty huge. Just to let you know, there's about 450 million middle-class families in China. That's huge. And we are spending a lot of our time in the rest of 2018 and 2019. We are devoting to 2 areas. So what I consider to be the McLean team, the people who work for us, not necessarily in our organization, but the people who work with us with finances and social media and graphics. We are putting a lot of time and energy into 2 areas, which would be spouse accounts and also the China market. Yeah. We are going to be going over there. My husband and I just got back from there 2 weeks ago. And Eric is hopefully going to be going in October with us.
Yeah, that's the plan. So let me leave you with this challenge. She talked about the ending of 18 and into 19 that we're going to have these focuses. So by July the 23rd of 2019, my life is not going to be the same as it even is today.
There you go.
It's going to be radically different.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, Eric.
So
that is not vanilla.
No, it's
no,
not, is it?
You just put some sprinkles on it.
That's a little bit moose track sprinkles.
That is straight up moose tracks.
So let me ask you that question. July 23rd of 2019, Are you going to be in the same spot?
Ooh.
Are you going to be doing the exact same thing you've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 years? Paycheck to paycheck? You know,
Waiting. Oh, I'm 1 year closer to retirement. I can take that bucket list vacation.
Yep. Or I get 10 days of vacation this year and we got one coming up in November. You know, that kind of thing. Listen, we are not downplaying that.
Yeah, if that's your life, listen, it's okay.
It's if you are so excited and happy with what you're doing, then oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
Hey, yeah, because listen, fulfillment does not come in material things and your name and lights and all of that.
Nope.
We know that. We know that.
This is about time and lifestyle.
This is.
That's all that it's about. So anyway, thanks for joining my video.
They need to message you now.
You absolutely need to message me.
Message him.
And remember, I'm not going to bother you. You reach out to me. I'm going to give you the information you're asking for.
You told me you were going to show up on their doorstep.
No.
He's not.
No,
I'm kidding.
not going to do
He's
any
not
of that.
going to do that.
This is not the way this company is run. And you're going to get the products and you're going to love them. And then we have support groups and community
we do.
that'll help you with not only your business, but with how to use the products and how to get the most out of each aspect of this company.
We want to make sure that you stay connected. Look, and can I tell you too, and you know this about Eric, obviously if you're friends with him, you get it. But one of the things that I love about him and Vanessa both, I've watched them this past 2 months work with a new person in their organization that just got started. And they have been like answering phone calls, answering text messages. When they don't know the answer, they message me. And they're constantly being the biggest cheerleader and support to this person. And as they've done that, I've watched them both go, oh my gosh, we love this. We were having so much fun. And if you are serious about this and you want to get started, you are going to be on one of the most amazing teams. You're going to be very blessed because they are going to take very good care of you.
We're going to help you.
And they're going to cheer you on, and they are going to hold your hand along the way and help you out with it. So
thanks.
You're a good man, Eric.
Thank you. Thanks for sitting in with me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the living room.
Yes. All right, guys. So shoot him a message, and he's going to help you get started. All right.
God
See ya.
bless.